Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Andreas Katsouris. He is the director of strategy over at PredictIt, the stock market for politics. I want to take a look at what some traders are placing their bets on. Andreas, it's great to see you. Welcome back to Trade Talks.
Yeah, it's great to be back, Jill. Thanks for having me.
All right, in just a couple weeks, December 13th, I believe, Congress is going home for winter recess. What are traders pricing in terms of what they think they can get done in that time?
Well, yeah, there's quite a lot to do. I don't know how you feel at when December rolls around, but I tend to feel a little bit stressed. Got projects to finish and Christmas shopping, and I can't imagine that members of Congress aren't feeling the same way, not only about their Christmas shopping, but about, important stuff like raising the debt ceiling so the United States doesn't default on its debt, which probably has to happen before the 13th, as well as the president's signature policy to Build Back Better reconciliation bill. So all of that's coming to a head, it seems, before the 13th, when Congress is supposed to rise, and traders are looking and seeing, trying to figure out how that's going to go. It's looking likely, according to traders, that reconciliation package will pass. It's over about 80 cents on the dollar that we will get a bill this year. And that bill will be a lot smaller, of course, than originally planned. This was supposed to be a $3.5 trillion package, and the consensus view now is that it'll be about $1.5 trillion, as that's gotten pared back in negotiations in Congress. So traders are fairly confident about that. The question of the debt ceiling, however, is a little more complicated. We have a market on whether the debt ceiling will be raised by the 10th of December. It started off at 70 cents in October when the ceiling was last raised, and the numbers have gone down until we're at about 30 cents on the dollar today. And so there's obviously not much time before the 10th, and that's when supposedly the Treasury, the debt ceiling needs to be raised. But we've seen this go down to the wire many times before, so it looks like that's what's going to happen again.
It would be nice to see some sort of a resolution and not things hanging in the balance. I think, especially after everything we've been through in the past couple of years, to kind of have some sort of stability, I think would kind of be some of a sigh of relief. But let's move on and talk about Texas, right? So candidate Matthew McConaughey pulled out of the race. Yeah,
well, we talked about Texas last week, a poll that just come out that suggested that Matthew McConaughey was a competitive general election candidate. But I guess he must have been watching Trade Talks, because traders really didn't, seem very impressed by the poll, and numbers hadn't moved at all, and he's pulled out. So that was kind of a brief sort of excitement in the Texas race, which has now settled back into a pretty predictable, pardon the pun, race now. Governor Abbott's overwhelming favorite on our site to win the Republican nomination. So is former Congressman Beto O'Rourke for the Democratic nomination. And right now it looks like, traders are seeing Governor Abbott's reelection being fairly secure. But, maybe people will change their minds between now and Election Day.
Right. Well, and as we're both very well aware of, 24 hours could be a lifetime in some of these election cycles. So anything really is possible. All right. Well, Andreas, we appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.
Bye-bye. Thank you.